Hello everyone, welcome back to Grow Leafy. And if you have winter squash growing, then you understand that these things can get really heavy. And so in this video, I'm going to show you just two simple ways that you can support your winter squash. It's every year I grow some form of winter squash. Right now, what I have doing well is my buttercup squash. On this plant right here, for instance, there are two that are growing, and if you can see, my hand and this one like fits the whole thing, so it's getting quite heavy. This one's a little bit smaller, and then there's this other one. So these two that are over here that I'm showing you are actually on one plant, and then here's another one that's growing on another plant, and that one actually is the one that popped out first. And so I need to add support to this because these can get really quite heavy, and this is actually getting closer to being ready. Will still take some weeks, but when we have storms or winds or anything like that, I just want to make sure that these will not fall, even though they're very well supported with this cattle panel. I've even got ties for the plants, and as you can see, parts of the plant, it's leaning over the cattle panel, so it is supported. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't fall, but I'm just extra careful and just making sure that I support my plants and the fruit that is growing. And now this one particular, it's set in a different area, and so it's just hanging right here, but it needs some support. So let me show you what I'm going to be using to support these. What I'm going to be using is my favorite, first of all, is a mask. You know, you got this thing just laying around somewhere in your home, or maybe someone else has it, or you may want to go ahead and buy some more. You know, we had a ton left over from COVID, but then when I started using them for my garden every year, and I loved it and it worked great to support, I even went to buy the color. So I love the green color. I thought that was perfect and that worked great. Another thing that you can use is just a pantyhose. Okay, this is the leg of the pantyhose, and you can use this to support it. So we're going to go ahead and try and attach that. But honestly, my favorite to go to is the mask. That's the one I want to use, but I just want to make sure that I showed you all a different option just in case you don't have mask and you need to use something else. Another thing that you could use, maybe it's an old t-shirt, you know, something like that, and then cut it down to smaller cube type size, and then you will tie it up in a certain way. So you all may have different ways that you support your squash, and if you do, let us know. Drop a note in the comments so that others, as they're reading through, can learn different ways that they can support their squash plants. This baby, we're going to support it, but we want to stretch it so that it comes up, so that it has a lift to it. You see it's raising it up. It has some kind of lift to it, so it sits in it comfortably. But I'm going to hook either a zip tie. I wanted you to know of some options that you can use. You can either just use a zip tie, tie it, snap it to secure it on this part here. Some people don't want to use a zip tie because they think that maybe that's a waste, or they don't want to use the zip tie, or for whatever reason. This is the garden type yarn. I don't even remember what it's called, but you use it in the garden. You can get it from garden centers, so you can even use that to tie it up. Plus, you can compost it as well. So for right now, we're just going to use the zip tie. And this has worked very well. If people are wondering how secure is this, when I've done this, these masks have held up very well. They've weathered any kind of storm that I've had, wind storms, all kinds of storms. So, I mean, it really did well. So this is a quite heavy squash. So I'm going to just make sure and check on it, make sure that this is holding it up well. Ever need to replace it, I can, but usually they held up pretty well. But this one's quite heavy, but that's it, you just leave it like that. Let's see, I'm going to tie it up right in here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tie it. It's at the top. Sorry if it seems a little bit dark with my lighting, but the sun is moving and the tree that's over this garden is casting shade now. But I hope you all can see this. Just gonna do that. Okay, it's giving some lift to that. Let me come back down here. Just tie it up. Give this little baby some support. Just cut off any of this extra. There you go. Make it look a little bit more neat. Then just kindly open this up. Like I said, my favorite is the mask, but you know, it's good to see other options and use other things. But that's kind of cute. There you go. Here's a closer view. There you go. Support it. Looks kind of cute there. Tie it up. It's got its support. There you go, Buttercup. Smile. And that's it. Very simple, sweet ways. I hope you like this video for you to support your winter squash. They get quite heavy, so you want to make sure that you hurry up and support them. Here's the other one right over here. Got the mask on. So if this video was helpful, go ahead, give me a thumbs up. Let me know how I'm doing. If this has been inspiring, if you are feeling inspired, then go ahead and subscribe to this channel and also share it with others who may be looking for a channel that they can also become a part of the community. So just remember to grow, to eat, and self-care. See y'all next time. Bye.